control of the layout. So, as you can see, I managed to allocate, the buffer into one of the holes and it will overflow into one of the objects that I've filled the pool with. So, yeah, I have a demo of that as well. This one is really fast. There's no need to wait for a long time. Basically, get a shell, or we use the pool index attack, so we map the null page, we fake a pool descriptor. We have some entries in the pool descriptor that it will use when it writes the user mode chunk on the pending freeze list that we free, and then we put the shellcode there. It's so hard to grasp. I'm sorry. So yeah. So as you can see, I did the defragmenting, I created the holes, I triggered the overflow. So on this line where it says 11, that is actually the entry on the null page pool descriptor. So I detected that the pool descriptor on my null page was updated to the pool address that I created. So I used that to corrupt the window procedure object pointer, window object procedure pointer. Then called the window, sent the message to that object. So yeah. So I'm sorry I'm running a bit out of time. I'll wrap it up quickly. I have one more section on the hardening part. I'll just go through it quickly. So the first one, can be fixed by just validating properly. So that's easy. The second one was on the look-asides. That is, kind of hard to address directly because, look-aside lists aren't meant to be secure. They are meant to be fast. I guess you could do some cookies. So, I thought about, since look-aside lists only have one pointer, and pool chunks always are required to have 2 pointers for the f-link and the v-link. So they have to have a minimum size. You could use a cookie or something. Or, preferably you would want to put that cookie in the header in order to prevent corruption. To address the pool index overrides, you could just validate the pool index against the number of page pools or non-page pools defined by the system. This was what they did on the check build, the debug build. You could also, deny mapping on the null page, but as I said, there might still be ways that you get around that. And denying mapping on the null page currently breaks some applications like 60-bit support on Windows, stuff like that. The last one was the quota process pointer overrides. This can be addressed by, for instance, encoding or obfuscating the process pointer before using. I'm not sure if that's a good idea. Preferably, again, you want to have the protections in the header and not in the data. Ideally, you don't want any pointers stored in pool chunks because they're really easy to leverage to exploit. But not having any pointers, it's hard. So, conclusion. There's some future work. This was just focused on metadata attacks. There's a lot of, pool content corruption just going on the content and not the metadata. There's a lot of opportunity, I guess. Remote kernel pool exploitation is very situation-based. Pool manipulation is a lot harder. It's not impossible. You can still use the network protocols to do stuff, but it's not as easy. And the attacks that I rely on the null page mapping, that won't be possible to do on a remote situation because you can't just map the null page remotely. That'd be cool if you could though. So I guess kernel pool manipulation becomes more important as these generic vectors being addressed, because if you're going to do pool content corruption, you really need to focus on the manipulation part of it. So this is like the last slide, running a bit over time. So the kernel pool was designed to be fast, and in spite of safe unlinking on Windows 7, there's still a big window of opportunity in attacking pool metadata. And as you saw, manipulation, prepping the pool is really the key to success. And in the end, all of these attacks could be addressed by adding simple checks or adopting exploit prevention features from the user mode, user land heap, like integrity checks, pointer encoding cookies, that sort of thing. There's a few good references if you're interested. So yeah, that's about it. I guess that wraps it up. So, anyone have any questions? Very good.
When you documented the field in that first attack that you did, your first proof of concept, which field was that you were recommending? How does it not stabilize the system? Because you're recommending the address that.
Yeah. So his question was, when I decrement using the quota pointer attack, does that destabilize the system? So what I'm decrementing really is just it's like a fake process object, so it doesn't really belong. Yeah, it doesn't really belong anywhere. There's some certain checks that you need to pass, like in the function that does the decrement thing. But yes, you're right. You need to take some caution with that. It's not straightforward. Like in most cases, it will allow you to do that without any problems. So yeah.
With the arbitrary decrement, the first demo that you did, is there a reason you didn't decrement at an offset, so you just decrement the most significant byte of the word rather than do it however many hundreds of thousands of times?
You mean like unaligned or?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you could do that, but I think the reason why I didn't was because I think the pointer had to be aligned.
Okay.
And there was like in the previous question, there were some checks that I needed to get passed. So I think maybe that was the reason why I did another path, or yeah. So yeah, but that's a good question. Yeah, I guess there's not really a reason for it. It was just the checks that were hard to get past unless you did it this way. But I guess there's a lot of other ways of doing this. Yeah. Yep.
It was good to do the exploit without shellcode.
What's that?
Isn't it possible to do the exploit without injecting shellcode?
Without the shellcode?
Yeah.